How were the progress and performance of the Iraqi security forces being measured, and who set those measures?
Again, there is probably not a simple answer to this. At one level, MNSTCI set quite detailed criteria for measuring the effectiveness of individual battalions and other units against capability milestones, and I can't remember the exact levels, but you would have a level whereby Unit X could operate only with coalition support. Then the next level it could operate with less coalition support, and the top level would be that it would be capable of fully independent operations. SOFA, particularly for the Army, MNSTCI set these criteria and they monitored them very closely, and the criteria were a mixture of qualitative and quantitative judgments. They tried to do similar things with the police. I think that was harder to do, and I think the area that perhaps was most difficult was in terms of the performance of the ministries, because it was much harder to set those same quantitative measurements and it was more judgments being reached about how a ministry was performing, and, of course, in the case of ministries you can't ignore the politics, because so much of the performance of the individual ministry would depend on the minister, and those varied, obviously, over that period.
With hindsight, do you think these were the right measures and that the balance between the effort put towards ministries and that of training was right? Have you any reflections on that?
I think, with hindsight, I don't think we did. I don't think we did quite enough quite early enough in the area of ministries and other institutions. But that's easy to say. To do that is a huge challenge. Building up a Ministry of Defense, for example, from scratch is a huge undertaking, and I have to say that, of all the ministries, the Ministry of Defense probably developed the fastest in Iraq, and the Ministry of Interior tended to develop much more slowly, but there were special reasons for that. One of them was the Ministry of the Interior was located outside the Green Zone, so it was much more difficult to access for advisors on a continuing basis, and, secondly, to be frank, from time to time, the Ministry of the Interior became, as it were, part of the sectarian problem rather than a means of solving the sectarian problem.
So what you are saying is that developing ministries was a difficult task and training was a kind of easier target.
Yes, I think that sums it up.
Thank you.